Hey friends, it's Tiffany here at The Beauty Shift, and today I'm gonna get ready, but I'm just gonna kind of share with you guys some lessons that I've been learning this past week that really just kind of hit hard. And I don't know if it may relate to you and what you're going through in your life, but for me, this is what I'm going through, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. I'm gonna start with Odacité. This is their 50 SPF Mineral Drops Tinted Sunscreen. I have a shade 2.5. I think this is like a new shade that they added because the one that I had and the other one, I had to mix them to get the perfect shade. So we're gonna try 2.5 right here. This is so good. You wanna shake it up before you use it. I'm gonna place it onto the back of my hand so you guys can see. Yeah, I think that's like perfect. I'm gonna go in with my 106 brush from BK Beauty and just place it and then just kind of start on the inner parts of my cheek. It gives you that beautiful, fresh glow, and the coverage is amazing. For me, I like some coverage. I don't want it too sheer because I feel like, what's the point? That I might as well not wear makeup. And I love that it has 50 SPF, gives you that fresh, like post-facial glow. So I'm gonna just do half of my face. You guys can see this side versus this side, just skincare and a little bit of the tinted sunscreen. So I'm gonna put the rest on this side of my face. So you can just see how it just covers without really looking fake. It just gives you that skin-like finish, which is my preference. And I personally like to start into the center of my face. That's where I have most of the pigmentation and unevenness in my skin. And that's where I want brightness, just more of a seamless skin tone, and then just shear it out towards the perimeter of my face. Make sure you get your crevices of your nose. And then what I like about the 106 brush, it blends beautifully, but you can also press it so it's just building coverage where you need to and stippling it. So when you stipple it, it kind of keeps the product there versus when you swipe, it kind of shears it out. Don't forget your jawline and neck. So this is what it looks like. Skin is flawless. I wanted to share a specific lesson that has been really sitting with me for this past few months. And I know I came back from Bali, kind of sharing my experience and just really feeling just in flow. And then life happens, and part of me was just really feeling like, oh, I'm just going to not push myself and make all these tasks and do all these things like I used to do, even though there's a lot of things that I'm dreaming about, a lot of things that I want to work on. Kind of allowed myself to just take it easy. And honestly, that's what I needed. But also, it allowed me to reflect to see what is the truth. And then it also came to a point where life happens, being a mom of two. My partner travels quite a bit, so I have to handle a lot of the family things. With that, I was just kind of like, oh, there's not as much time as I would prefer because I'm driving the girls to school or camp, and we're traveling quite a bit. Things just happen, and started, reflecting and saying like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so behind. Like there's so much that I could be doing, but I just don't feel motivated. So I was just going through this process. Some days were great. Some days I just felt like, oh, I don't want to do anything. So I don't know if any of you guys relate to that. So I'm going to put some concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I'm using shade 122. And I've been using this for a long time, pretty much since they've come out, but I forget to use it because I have my other concealers that I love. I'm just placing in areas where I want a little bit of brightness, kind of like that highlight effect, and also just a little bit more coverage. So just about that. Kind of went in the ebbs and flow of that season of feeling like, okay, well, just kind of taking it day by day and trusting that this is exactly where I need to be without forcing it. And then I realized that I just really didn't even want to film. And so that's why I kind of took a break. There wasn't any content coming up. And then just, it was a mixed feeling because I was like, oh, there's so much new things that I want to share. There's products that I want to share. So I just kind of, allowed myself to just sit with that and be okay. And then also just allow myself to just play without feeling like I constantly need to share a deep story. or a deep insight. And so I just started creating other videos, and that was fun. And I just remember, like, this is my play. This is what I get to do for work, and I'm very grateful. And then there's another part of me that felt like, oh, but I need to have like a deeper meaning or something, because I just don't want to create a video without any purpose. But then I have to realize I'm still teaching, I'm still sharing something that I love, and hopefully, you guys can feel the energy that I'm sharing, that it's, whether there's words or not, that it's just coming from me with pure love. So anyways, just kind of going through that cycle of up and down, up and down, up and down, of just feeling, a little bit confused, a little bit like, is this really what I'm supposed to do? I can rest. And for me to rest is really unfamiliar territory. I started to rest last summer, and that was the hardest thing for me, to take a break, because I've been working pretty much most of my life as a kid, helping my parents with their job. They had a flea market, they were janitors, I would go help them clean, and then working at a restaurant, working at the flea market for other people, and just working my entire life. So taking a break and resting was like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not producing, I'm not, I'm useless, or I don't know what the dialogue was going through my head, but it just felt really foreign and not good. And then I had to just also take a step back and realize I'm so blessed that I don't have to. But my old self, or the programs that I've been taught, whether it's generational, ancestral, just from society, that I constantly need to do to be enough, was just like fighting with me. And I was like, you know what? No, let's just continue to have gratitude, and continue to have gratitude, be like, oh my gosh, this is what summer is. I get to be with my kids. I get to be available and take them to where they need to go, pick them up on time, that they have someone that they can rely on, be dependent on. I could be here for my partner, take care of the home, and just do these things that normally I would be like, oh, so stressed out trying to figure out how to do this. And to have that all available and be like my life, I was just like, this is amazing. And honestly, when I showed gratitude, when I actually experienced and really felt that deep, deep into every part of my cell, every part of my being, like, I still got work. I didn't post for so long, and I would still get partnerships. I would still get jobs. I would still, and I'm like, the universe was literally telling me, Tiffany, when you're living, actually living, being where you need to be with your kids, your family, with yourself, taking a break, enjoying, being happy, like just being happy, things will come to you. The universe always has a way of balance. And I was like, so confused, but I was like, this is amazing. This is so amazing. So this is the next summer now. So it's a year. And I kind of went through this struggle again, because after retreat, I just felt so motivated, just knowing my power, just knowing my gifts, knowing what I need to share, knowing my purpose, and knowing what the next steps are. I was just so excited. But then I also was paralyzed, because there's just so much I want to do. And it's like, how do I start? There's just looking at all the things that I'm dreaming about, all the things that I'm manifesting. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay. So I'd go through, different days doing different things. And then it's like falling out of the flow again. And so that's kind of what's been going on. I'm going to go to the next thing. So I am excited to use KJH brand. I love Katie. She is an amazing artist, and I finally get to try her product. So this is the soft smudge lip and cheek. I have the shades Soft Coral and Soft Pink. Okay, so I'm going to actually use both. I love using both so you guys can see what it looks like. Let's open it up. Ooh, I love a soft coral. Look how pretty that is. I'm going to show back of my hand so you guys can see and kind of warm up the product, because it's just open for the first time. And then here is Soft Pink. Okay, so look how pretty that is right there. And I'm going to swatch it out for you guys side by side, warm up the product so you guys can see. Wow. Okay, so it's kind of like a matte cream lip and cheek product. So because there's two tones, I'm going to first use the coral right here. That's actually really pigmented and nice. I'm going to go in with the number 2 brush. This is kind of small, but I just want to stipple it. And as I'm going through this process, it felt so familiar, but then I'm also remembering what the truth is. The truth is really, be present today. Don't think about the future. Don't think about yesterday. Be present right now. Ooh, that's so pretty. And it's hard sometimes because it's like your old patterns, your old belief systems want to pull you back so easily because that's all you've known your whole life. Almost 43, and just like knowing that almost 43-year-old program just like pulling you back, and it's so easy because it's so familiar. I'm going to go in this one. I'm going to actually do right above, like the apples, just a little bit. Ooh, that's so cute. And so every day I would just some days were easier than others. And just yesterday I had a call with my mentor, Matt. And I was really looking forward to, because I haven't talked to him for maybe like a month or more. And he just really allows me to take a step back and see the truth and, have a little bit more perspective of what's actually me and what's actually my spirit. So me, my mind, or me, my spirit, and which one is actually telling me the truth. I'm going to go ahead and actually put this on my lips. I'm going to do this one. This is soft pink. Ooh. Pretty. That's it. So as I'm looking at my makeup, I want to put a little bit of the soft coral. Just going to put a little bit more here. Just give a little bit more lift and kind of that tone to blend it out. And what he allowed me to do was just really express myself, first of all. So I was able to just like share this, because honestly, this was all within myself, and I haven't even shared what I was going through. This was all things that I've just been like beating myself up for, and just kind of like had these internal battles, which so many times we do all day, every day, and we don't even realize it because we're so used to being in that state. And I was like, when I finally got to express it, I was like, oh, wow, that sounds crazy. So I need to practice writing journal or video journaling just to let myself talk and speak, and then kind of reflect and see what that actually means and break it down. He allowed me to take a look at it, and then he was like, Tiffany, let's put that into a box. And then he's like, okay, so what do you think your spirit's telling you? What do you think your spirit's like saying? And then I was like, well, I think this. And he's like, okay. And how do you know that's your spirit? How do you know it's not your mind? How do you not know it's your belief system? How do you know it's your spirit? And I just had to sit with it. And I was like, Because when I think about what I shared about my spirit, the things that I want to do, the things that I really have this passion for and motivation and purpose and like excitement, it felt good. Like I could feel the flow. I could feel it like, but then when I would talk about this other part of me, the mind stuff, the things that were belief systems or just patterns or things that just weren't the truth, I didn't feel good. Like it was just like this tug and I had to look deeper. What does this really mean? And what is the truth? What's my mind really saying? And what is my spirit saying? And when I really broke it down, I was like, oh, when I don't feel good, then that's not my spirit. My spirit always wants to feel good. My spirit always wants to feel happy, alive, and motivated, and just free. And when I would talk about all the things that like I know that I want to do, like share this video and just turn on my camera and share, even though I don't know what words are coming out, but just trusting that I am guided, that my spirit, my higher self is within me, sharing exactly what I need to share, and that maybe even just one person that needed to hear this is going to hear it. And this will just like really allow you to not feel alone and also know that other people experience every day. So many people don't even know that they're doing because we're just on autopilot so much of the time. Like, is it my environment that's affecting me? You know, I'm home filming. I used to have my office and I felt alive. I felt inspired and I felt like I had this free space just to create. And being at home, I'm constantly distracted by what things I need to do, clean, organize, cook, whatever, and laundry. And that distraction of like my program is feeling like I got to do that stuff in order to be able to be free to create and whatever it was, you know, this dialogue. And I'm like, oh, that's not true. How can I create an environment, even though it's not perfect or ideal in other people's, you know, or even like my old self's perspective, I can still create and I can still show up. I can still be me because you know what? Like, these other external things don't define my true self. These other things don't define what I get to share and how I get to step into my best self, my higher self today. So that was something that I really had to face and experience to come here to share that with you guys. And today was so like amazing. I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm going to wear this hat of being like my spiritual hat and just being like, what would Tiffany do if she was like really her higher self? How would she go about this day? Okay, maybe she won't do that. And I just felt so energized. My perspective completely changed because I chose to step into the higher self of who I am. And the reality is we can do that any moment, anytime, at all times. And a lot of times we're on autopilot, so we don't do that. But you know what? Really being observant and also being conscious of what you choose to be, choose to say, choose to do, how to feel makes a huge difference. And today that's what I did. And wow, I got so much done. I've been working on a logo, finally got that done, locked in, working on other things. And yeah, so excited. Got to share this video with you guys, filmed other videos that I wasn't expecting to do, and very, very excited. So this is what happened today. And that's because I chose. And it literally happened overnight. Like I didn't have to like do all this meditation, all these things. I just decided and I just was like, you know what? I'm going to be my higher self. I'm going to be exactly what I need to be today to share, to be in flow, to be exactly my full true self versus this old pattern, old self that wants to continue to run my life, which I'm like, no, like I'm done with that. I haven't done all this work just to go back to that, you know? And I really encourage you to just trust yourself. Trust when you're happy, when you're feeling good, that's exactly where you need to be. I'm very, very grateful to share that video with you guys. I'm just going to finish this makeup look because I have 2 more products. I have her, what is it? These Hyper Shine Light Pigment. So I have 2 of them right here. I have light copper and light gold, which I love any gold tone. We're going to try the lighter one first. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then I have the number 3 brush right here. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on here first and then put it on, make sure it's evenly distributed before I put on my eye. And ooh, just a nice light gold to just awaken. And I really believe the makeup that you put on or whatever you do, your skincare, your clothes, really is a reflection of how you want to feel, you know? And I feel so vibrant. I feel like I'm glowing, like a goddess, like a queen. Just little, does along, you know, literally so good. Now I'm going to go in with light copper. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm going to use the other side of the brush. Use the other side of the brush. Show you guys what that looks like. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to place this more on the outer parts of my eye, outer lid, just for a little bit of depth, but very subtle. Same here. I love it because it's like a cream product. So it's very easy to work with. This is so nice. It's above the eye. So that completes the look. But I really hope that what I'm sharing today might really allow you just to take a step back and then see where you're at in your life, where you are in this moment, and just know that you can shift and change. I'm going to be sharing more tools and more insights of things that I just have and learned and that come up to share with you guys more and more, because I think it's important to have these reminders because it's so easy to forget because we're just on autopilot. I'm going through my journey and I know you guys are going through yours. And I really am so grateful that you're here with me. Let me know if you guys want to have a little masterclass of just tools that will really help shift daily on just like releasing things and just clearing and also protecting yourself and really having tools that are really tangible, super easy, that don't take like little to no time to be your best version of who you are. Thank you so much, guys. I love you and look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.